Hello, everybody. I just decided to film a little video to hopefully be able to post to my Facebook page at Sorey Consulting. I tried to do a live. I haven't quite figured that out from my computer yet, and so maybe I'll do one from my phone a little bit later. But as promised, I wanted to put on my early childhood educator hat and share with you all just some things that you could be doing with your littles while you're at home during this time. First of all, how is everyone? These certainly are trying times, and we actually care for Tim's elderly parents who live with us, and so we've been very cautious and careful about going out and just staying here as much as possible. And so I'm learning to work from home as much as I can with the other hat that I wear as a executive director of a local nonprofit. And so, but want to just encourage you all. I hope that you'll use this time just to really lean into your family. Those of you all that have littles at home, this is a way for you to actually take control of what it is that they're doing during the day. And so many of you all send your children to preschool or an early childhood learning environment. And so that's the reason for me putting on this hat and sharing with you all just some of the things that I have learned and shared over the years. And so my background is in early childhood education. I actually opened a school for early childhood based on the arts back when I was 25 years old. What did I know? Not much then, but we sure did have a great time. Over the years was connected with an education reform out of Virginia called the Core Knowledge Foundation, and had the great privilege to work with Dr. Edie Hirsch and Linda Bevilacqua and so many others across this world, great minds in the world of early childhood and about how a child's brain learns during those early formative years. And so over 25 years working with them, developed my own consulting firm called Sorey Consulting, where I would go and travel and work with early childhood educators, both nationally and internationally. So that's some of the information I want to share with you all today. It's just things that I have found that have been tried, true, and tested over the years. And so one of the first things I want to talk with you all as we start this journey is, you can see around me, I chose this little frame around me, so hopefully you all can see it, that is a map. And I think it's really good for us, even though I am quite an adventurer, I'm okay to just get in the car and see where it leads me. But when we really are, when we have a certain time frame and only so many years with our children, it's so important to have a map of where we're going and what we want them to learn, what are our end goals with them. And so I would just say, as a parent kind of directing the learning right now, as you've got your kiddos at home with you during this time of COVID-19, that you would just really think about, what are your goals with your children. I think that one of the things we have to remind ourselves of is that children learn in anything that they're doing. I mean, they are just little sponges. And so the experiences that you give them, they really do count. And so I'm going to encourage you all today to keep giving them great experiences. Playtime actually is learning time when we're talking about our 3 to 6 year olds at least, and even beyond that, but focusing mainly during those early childhood years of 3, about 2.5 to 6. And so remember that, but let's be intentional about the play that we give them. And so one of the ways we can do that is by preparing for our day. And during this time, it sure would seem nice to just kind of cut the schedule out. But I'm telling you that your littles need predictability. Even if they don't think they do, or they don't really show that, if you all could develop a schedule within your home, it would be so good for them. And so I just want to kind of tell you what I've done in the past and what that might look like probably when they're in a classroom setting in their preschool centers. So as they wake up in the morning, have a space for them where school is going to actually take place. If that's at your kitchen table, great. But someplace where they can even check in. It could be kind of fun. Maybe you could create a little post office or something where they whatever's age appropriate for them. Maybe you already have their name written out on something and they find it in the house somewhere, so it becomes a scavenger hunt, and then they place that in a basket or in something you've created to show, I'm here today. Those that can actually write their name and are at that place in their learning experience, someplace where they can sign in for the day that I'm here and that I'm ready to learn. And so that routine is something really great, just with their name and working on the writing. You sign in too. That could be really fun. And then have a place where maybe they could choose a job for the day. There's always things that have to be done around the house. So maybe create a little job chart that is sufficient and that works and is applicable for your home setting. So some of those jobs might be, maybe you all have an animal, so feeding an animal, or maybe they have a little broom and dustpan that they have in their maybe a little house area in their playroom or in their room. So maybe they sweep the floor, give them the job of helping to wipe down the table or help load the dishwasher, whatever it might be, but give them some jobs that they can choose to do during the day and make it really fun for them. And then have a time where you all just sit down together. It would resemble what they probably call circle time in their preschool center. And so during this time, it's just a time to think about the day. It's kind of a grouping time, even if it's just you and your child. That could be really important, just to have that time every day with them. And during this time, you could actually go through their name, spelling out their name, look where they have signed in, going over their name, your name, helping them recognize those letters in their name and in your name, or other siblings that are there in the home. It's a time to talk about the weather. What does the weather look like outside? Maybe they pretend to be the weatherman for the day. Maybe they do it in an artistic way, so you have some things there for them to color or draw out what the weather looks like and put that up somewhere. Maybe they can predict what they think the weather's going to be that day. Have a calendar. If you've got real littles, a big long calendar like what we use, the 30-day or whatever calendar, that's not going to make any sense to them at this time. So maybe just a week-long chart. So just Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so they could place a little object, not a number necessarily, but something that just designates today is Monday. Maybe if you want to combine the weather and the calendar together, you could do that. And so like today outside, it's cloudy. And so maybe on Monday, I might have just a little cloud that I would stick on for Monday. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be cloudy and rainy. So I might have a big raindrop on tomorrow when I come to my classroom at my kitchen table. On Wednesday, it's supposed to be sunny here, so I might have a sunshine that they could place there. So it's not a number, but we're just helping them to have that one-to-one correspondence, that today, this symbolizes that we are in this day of Monday. And there's some great songs that you can sing. They're not going to know this tune, but many of you all do. But days of the week, and I can't snap, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday, days of the week, days of the week. Just a sample, something fun for them to do, calendar time. Also, a great opportunity for them to counting up to 10, and then a countdown where they blast off from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they blast off. So counting up and counting down. And also creating a morning message. And so because it's not a classroom setting, you don't need your big charted paper, your tablet, but just with them sitting even side by side, writing out a morning message. So today is Monday, March 23rd, period. Today is cloudy, period. They're watching you create those letters, the spaces between words, your punctuation, just 2 or 3 different sentences. Today we are going to paint during art time, period. Or today we're going to get ice cream at McDonald's drive-thru, period. Something that it's an opportunity for building that language, that oral language, but also showing how oral language translates into the written word, and you write out that morning message together. So that's another great thing to do at your little circle time together. And then create a plan for the day. Let them help plan out what the day is going to be. And so, although you're going to maybe have a set schedule, and I will try to post that also to my Facebook page at Sorey Consulting, just an example of what it might be. But during what they probably call center time in their classroom setting, it's an opportunity for them to choose different activities. And so they might get to, in the 50-minute time of center time, they might say that first I'm going to go to the house center and I'm going to set the table and play with some dress up things. And then they might say, then I'm going to go play with blocks at the block center, and I'm going to create a tower and see how big I can build it, how tall I can build it before it knocks down. And then the third thing that I'm going to do is go to the writing station where I'm going to write a letter to my grandma that I can't see right now. And so you can write that plan out with them. They could give that plan to you orally. But again, we're building oral language in that. We're also working through a lot of skills of planning and organizing. And so really important as we're thinking about autonomy, as we're thinking about social skills also, what their body's going to actually go and do. And then just other opportunities through the day as far as schedule goes. But that's kind of like the morning arrival and a kind of a circle time opportunity. And so I'll try to piece through what a day looks like. So some of the things that we'll talk about in an upcoming video, because this one has gotten so long. You can tell I love this, and I don't get to do this very often. So some other things that we'll talk through that you can hopefully will help encourage you all with your time with your littles is we'll go through maybe some opportunities and ideas for some art activities, some music, movement, and coordination. Let me just kind of show you. So in working with the foundation, the Core Knowledge Foundation over the years, I actually developed for them what we call the Now Playing cards. So do you see this big stack? I don't know if you can tell how many that is, but all of those have a music, movement, coordination activity on it. And so there's no way we'll get through all of those, but at least maybe share with you just some different ideas, maybe things that you haven't thought of in a long time, some things that maybe even you played or did as a child. And so watch for those to come. These videos are not going to be necessary for you to sit and watch with your child, although maybe I'll get creative and do something like that. But they're really going to be to encourage you, to give you some ideas to do with your child. And so create a plan, create a schedule for your day. It's going to make the day go by so much better, even including like breakfast in there and lunch in there and snack and nap time in there. And so that really there is a schedule of your day. Your children need that. As much as it looks like they just really want to just do what they want to do, the more predictable you can make their environment, the better it's going to be for everybody. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Jenny Sorey with Sorey Consulting. And so I hope that you'll look for future videos to come. All right. Happy homeschooling.